Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I welcome you. I am Virginie, an interior designer, and I deal with houses that represent 100% who has to live them, from consulting to the entire renovation process. I also help foreigners who want to buy and renovate in Italy to support them all the process long, otherwise difficult to follow from a distance. In this channel, I will talk about home and renovation, trying to give you helpful tips so that you can have your dream house, a house that represents you in depth and where you will always feel at your ease. How to furnish a mansard? Living in a mansard has a certain charm because of its unusual shape. But for the same reason, decorating it's not so easy. Today, let's see together some tips and tricks to make mansard rooms comfortable. But before we get started, if you love everything related to the home and renovation topic, remember to subscribe to my channel for more information on this subject. Don't forget to click the like button because it's the best way to support this channel and my content, and I truly appreciate it. Before we get into today's topic, let's make a little history. The mansard terms comes from the French word mansarde, which in turn comes from the name of the architect François Mansart, who first designed this type of housing. There are pros and cons to have a mansard room or apartment. Pros: it is an original and striking environment because of the sloping ceilings, often with the exposed beams. Thanks to the skylights, it tends to be a bright environment. With a bit of imagination, you will be able to find unusual setting not found in normal apartments. Cons: it is not easy to find suitable furniture in stores. You have to be more careful about the climate and relative temperatures. The roof is definitely exposed, and the risk to have a room or house very hot in summer and very cold in winter. Despite having a large floor plan, it might look small, having areas perhaps not walkable. But with good design, however, these cons can be, if not eliminated, at least curbed. What makes particular a mansard is the difference in heights within it, which can be very different, making a furnishing project more or less difficult. There are mansards that are their lowest point reach 2 meters and definitely makes the task of furnishing it easier. But there are also mansard flats that perhaps barely reach 1 meter in height and complicate things a little bit. In this case, figuring out how to furnish the mansard becomes more complicated, but not impossible. Speaking of heights, I make a small digression. If you have an attic and would like to make it a mansard apartment, you should know that there are very strict regulations to make that space habitable. These regulations mainly concern heights, but not only. More precisely, the average heights between the highest and the lowest point. They vary from region to region, so I recommend contacting technicians who can give you the correct guidance. Back to us. Let's look at some ideas that can help you better understand how to furnish your mansard. Correctly match rooms to heights is to put the rooms in the right place. By this, I mean placing in the highest areas those rooms where you are often standing, like the kitchen or the bathroom. In the lower areas, on the other hand, you can put, for example, the living room, especially the sofa area, or the bedroom. That may create an irregular floor plan, but after all, this is another thing that gives charm to this type of housing. Here, more than ever, making the best use of space is vital. As we have seen among the cons of this type of houses, it will not be easy to find suitable furniture in traditional stores. Therefore, it will be necessary to create custom-made furniture and carve out cabinets and storage in the lower areas that you could not otherwise exploit. The cons turns into pros because you will have unique and original furniture designed not only for the conformity of the room, but precisely for your needs. These rooms should be very bright. As always, natural light is preferred. If it is a room, skylights will be okay, but if it is an entire apartment, it's good to have vertical windows as well, and maybe at least a small veranda. That will allow a glimpse of the outside. The risk otherwise is to feel a bit stuffy. As for artificial lighting, however, some tricks will improve lighting comfort. Light from below and above, especially if you have a wooden roof. Be careful with chandeliers except in the highest area. While passing under them without problems, the chandelier is still a bulky element that creates a visual barrier that will optically shrink spaces. Electrified rails, adjustable spotlight, sconces and LED strips will allow you to bring light where you want it with little clutter. If the mansard is very low-lying, the ideal is to use light and bright colors, at least as base. That will optically expand the spaces, giving more breathing room. If you want to use color, it would be good in furniture, accessories and textiles. On the other hand, if the mansard is high, you can dare a little more by coloring some walls too. In this case, do it in the brightest part of the house and avoid too dark colors. If you have a wooden ceiling and want to keep it that way, keep more neutral colors for the walls, so you don't risk weighting down the environment. You can also think of whitewashing the wooden ceiling to give it more breathing room, all or part of it. For example, if you have beams, you can decide to whitewash the buttons between the beams while keeping them unchanged. These 4 tips are the basics that will help you to better understand how to decorate your mansard. But if you have any doubts, don't hesitate to write in the comments so I can better help you. I hope the video was helpful and you love it. In case, let me know with a thumbs up and in the comments. Please feel free to share this video with someone you think might be interested in the topic. I will be honored and it will help me to grow my channel. If you feel that your home or some environment of it does not reflect you enough, don't wait any longer and book your consultancy. You'll find my contact in the description box below. If you already haven't done it yet, remember to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you will not miss the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. See you soon.